Rick, thanks so much for having us today. The thing on my mind is, of course, the 359,000 square foot lease that Brookfield just signed with Amazon at 5 Manhattan West. What can you tell me about it?
Amazon is one of the world's most progressive firms. They do a healthy amount of due diligence before they make a decision on where they're going to house a lot of employees and work to grow their business. So I'd like to think them choosing 5 Manhattan West is a validation of one of the goals that we tried to achieve when we set out to develop this entire project, which is to create an environment that helps employers attract, retain, and motivate employees. At the end of the day, the difference between an outstanding firm and one that's sort of barely getting by is the talent. And the competition for top talent is pretty fierce. So, at Manhattan West, we've got, in addition to 6 million square feet roughly of office space, both in new and creatively repurposed older buildings. We've got a 844 unit apartment building, highly amenitized, a boutique hotel coming in, and a lot of retail which focuses on both food, experiential social experiences, as well as fitness and wellness. So, I think that a whole environment appealed to them, and to them was the kind of place that their employees would want to work, and will help them attract top talent.
And all the activity that's happening on the far west side, Manhattan West, Brookfield Place, that hasn't sapped off anything from what you guys are doing downtown here at Brookfield Place?
No, that's actually an interesting question. Most people don't know this, but we have 11 places like this around the world. We sort of shifted our focus from simply building good office buildings to trying to create these environments, as I spoke about before, which help tenants attract and retain top talent. So each one of them sort of takes on its own kind of personality, which is respectful both of the geography, the physical characteristics of the site where it's contained, but also what's happening in the market and what those that will be coming and experiencing the project, what they want. What works in Lower Manhattan at Brookfield Place might not work at Manhattan West, and probably doesn't work at Potsdamer Platz in Berlin or Brookfield Place in Dubai. That kind of things.
What has the retail climate been like for Brookfield?
It's been really good. We invested about $350 million here at Brookfield Place. The sales have been terrific. Almost across the board, they're up year over year, 2016 versus 15. A lot of people, when the World Trade Center opened up, thought that would sap into the success of our tenants. And I think that's a major misconception. We have about 300,000 square feet of retail here. Westfield has almost 400,000 square feet. There's another couple 100,000 square feet in the area, and I think these are all, similar to the Hudson Yards, Manhattan West experience, synergistic. It just creates a better retail shopping environment. And we've seen our traffic through Brookfield Place go up by almost 50% year over year. 25 million visitors came through last year.
Are there any particular retailers that you guys are targeting?
At this point, we're pretty full at Brookfield Place. One or two little spaces to fill up. Food is done incredibly well, so we've been focused on bringing in new food uses. We're pretty full up here.
Favorite restaurant at Hudson Eats?
Well, I'm a Mexican fan, so I'd say Dos Toros.
Now, tell me a little bit about why Brookfield decided to invest in Convene. How has that partnership helped you?
It's been a great partnership. I'll just tell you a quick story about that. Sitting at my desk one day and I get a call from a CEO who recently had signed a lease at Brookfield Place, who I know pretty well, and he's sitting with his architect, and he's like, damn it, Rick, I'm sitting here with my architect, I'm planning my space, and we're planning this huge boardroom that we're literally going to use once a quarter. Wouldn't it be great if you had some kind of a conference amenity facility within your project where I could rent a boardroom once a quarter and plan this space that otherwise would be a boardroom for productive space. And he introduced me to Ryan Simonetti at Convene, and we immediately got the benefit of bringing a facility like his that not only provides conference centers but also helps to amenitize and transform our project into a more hospitality-focused center. And so we've recently signed a deal with them to bring them to LA, and so we're working to do similar deals with them here in New York City and in our other cities as well. So it's just, at the end of the day, I think the landlords that will succeed are the ones that are listening to their tenants and trying to provide them with the flexibility so that they can be more efficient in their businesses.
What are some of the national markets that Brookfield is interested in?
That's another good question, and you probably expected a short answer, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a long one to this one. And I'll get my facts a little bit wrong here, but in 1950, about 725 million people lived in cities, so about 29% of the world's population. By 2014, that number grew to 3.9 billion people, or a little over 50% of the world's population. And many experts are predicting that in 25 years, that number is going to grow to 6 billion people, or 2/3 of the world's population. So for us, we're very focused on cities, and cities that demonstrate job growth and are great places for people to live. So Manhattan, for sure, is a big focus of ours. We've expanded into Brooklyn. Washington, D.C. has been a favorite market of ours, and we're also very active in the near-end suburbs in D.C. We're the largest landlord in downtown Los Angeles. In addition to owning more office buildings than anybody else, we're also building apartments in downtown L.A. and then also Houston. And in fact, we've recently committed to a transaction that will grow our commercial portfolio there by 50%. So, those are 4 of the places that we're pretty focused on in the United States.
Rick, thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet, Max. Good to see you.
Good to see you.